So ironically, I started making these videos to kind of get down a definitive answer to certain technical questions so that people could stop asking me. But of course, human nature being what it is, as soon as I demonstrated a willingness to help with technical questions, I started getting more of them than ever. Which is fine, I certainly don't mind helping out, but at the same time, I'm not tech support. So if your problem is that you're getting a weird glitch or an error message or things just aren't working that should be, don't come to me, get on a tech support forum and get some help from people who actually know what they're doing. Second, if you ask me a question that could have been answered just as easily with a Google search, or by getting onto the how-to section at animemusicvideos.org, which I've already referred people to, you're probably not going to get an answer. Do make some kind of an effort to find an answer for yourself before you come bugging me. That's all I ask. Now, all that being said, a couple of people have asked how I did that little picture-in-picture trick that I did in a couple of episodes of Gantz, so we're going to go over that a little bit now. Now, this is one of those things where the specifics of exactly how you do it are probably going to vary a lot depending on what software you use, so I'm going to be focusing on the theory, and you're just going to have to kind of experiment depending on which software you're using to figure out exactly how to do it, but hopefully this will be enough to kind of point you in the right direction and you can figure out the rest with a little experimentation. Let's assume that we want to have a video playing on the TV in the background of this scene. The first thing that we need to do is grab a still image of this frame. There are a couple of ways to do this. Fortunately, I use ULead, which has it just as a feature built right into the video editor. But if you're having trouble, just do a Google search for something like video frame capture or DVD frame capture, and you should come up with a solution. So now we've got a still image. The next step is to load that image up into an image editor, such as Photoshop or the GIMP, and erase the gray portion of the TV screen and replace it with a transparent window so that we can see something that we place underneath it. In this case, our video clip. This is another one of those things that's going to be a little different depending on whether you're using the GIMP or Photoshop or whatever, so your best bet if you're having trouble is just to type the name of your photo editor and transparency into Google. For example, when I was trying to figure out how to do this, I just typed GIMP transparency, and I came up with a how-to pretty quick. So now we're going to get back into our video editor and set it up so that we have 3 layers. The first is just going to be a black background so that if we miss anything in that transparent section, then it'll just be black showing through and hopefully won't show up too badly. Next, we're going to go ahead and lay down our video clip, whatever we want to have playing on that TV. We're going to go ahead and use a Berserk scene as an example. Then on top of that, we go ahead and layer our edited image with the transparent window. Then we're going to go ahead and resize our edited image so that it covers up the entire screen, and resize our video clip until it's just a little bit bigger than that transparent window so that we don't have any ugly seams on the edges. By the way, you'll notice in this example that Kishimoto's head is in front of the TV screen. It can be a pain in the ass to erase around that uneven line of the edge of her head, which is why I didn't do a very good job of it here, because this is just an example. So now we've got the TV playing in the background, and 9 times out of 10 that'll be good enough. But let's say hypothetically we wanted Kishimoto to be talking in this scene. How would we do that? The answer is that in that case we would start out with the unaltered Gantz clip. Then on top of that we would go ahead and layer the Berserk clip. And then we would take our still image and make another little transparent window around her mouth so that we could see the mouth moving through it, but her head would still be in front of the Berserk clip, like so. Now when you're working with this many layers at once, it can be a pretty tedious, time-consuming, trial-and-error process to really get everything lined up and resized to exactly the right size, so there aren't any obvious seams between layers. And obviously I haven't gone too far out of my way to do that in this case, because once again this is just an example, but hopefully you guys at least get the general idea.